Hi, I'm Arlene, host of the television talk show Ask Arlene, which airs on Thursdays at 6:30. And as a business consultant and life coach, I help you to move forward in your business, project, or endeavor. So if you always wanted to write a book, but you just haven't seemed to get started, or you always wanted to 10x that business that you already have, expand it to the next level, you know exactly what you need to do, but you just haven't done it? Well, I've already purchased all the courses, read all the books, the Tony Robbins, all sorts. I have several degrees, including a master's degree and credits toward a doctorate. I've sat with and met celebrities and done the networking. And what I realized is what I really needed was a mastermind group of people working toward my project, my business, or my endeavor. So what I've done is met with coaches and met with experts and put them together to work on your project. So join us today for our Mastermind networking group. I'll see you there. Click the link below and join us.
And welcome to the Arlene Show. Everybody should have a coach. Every single person should have a coach. 99.9%, no, everyone. So if you say, well, there's a homeless man on the street, he doesn't need a coach. Absolutely. He absolutely needs a coach in order to get up off the street, get unstuck, and move forward. So let's look at Oprah Winfrey. What does Oprah Winfrey say about having a coach? Well, she's 62 years old. She's one of the most successful people of color or Black women that we know of. And she says, and it's right there at the bottom, her quote, she says, at 62 years old, she's had several coaches. And although Martha Beck is her coach right now, she believes that everyone should have a coach because the coach helps her to stop the negative chatter in her mind that's telling her she's not good enough. Can you imagine? She's Oprah Winfrey, the most wealthy Black woman in the world. Arguably, okay, so there's some people in South Africa who are women that are also very wealthy, but arguably the most wealthy woman and most successful woman in the world. She says she needs a coach to help her with the negative chatter in her mind that tells her she's not enough. So if she needs that, what does that say for the rest of us so that we can achieve great heights of success, overcome fear, get unstuck, and move forward? She's at the height of her career. For as long as I've been around, she's been at the head. And she still is. So let's see, who else do we want to hear from? Who else has a quote about coaching? Because the show today is about coaching and that coaching is essential. If you don't have a coach already, you need to get one. Who's the next person? Nia Long is the next person. Nia Long, for those of you that don't know, is a successful actress for over 20 years. So there are very many Black actresses that say, well, it's very hard to get parts. But she is at the top of her field. And she seems to continually be in movie after movie after movie. What does she say about having a coach? She says that she believes that the coach helped her to live a long and happy and fulfilled life. So guys, does that mean that she would not have lived a happy life? Well, she's saying that this helped her. This helped to propel her to the great status that we know her by, to the great status that we recognize her as. And so again, I'm talking about coaching and telling you, you need a coach in order to move forward and become the best version of yourself. Just like I need a coach. There's several coaches out there who also have coaches. So who's the next person that we're talking about today? It's right down there. President Bill Clinton. President Bill Clinton, whether you're a Democrat or you're a Republican, you must acknowledge that he has achieved a certain level of success within our country. Is that true?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. My people here agree. So what does Bill Clinton say about coaching? He says coaching, and by the way, Tony Robbins is his coach, among others. He says coaching has helped him to make decisions that would dictate the very future of the entire country and its citizens. So he used the information that he received through working with his coach to not only propel him to greatness, but to make better decisions in terms of what he was going to do for the country. So bringing it back to us. If Bill Clinton uses a coach, if Oprah Winfrey uses a coach, if Nia Long uses a coach, do we need to use a coach? Yes. The premise is every single person needs a coach, regardless of who they are, where they are in the world. If they want to move forward, make more progress, then coaching is essential. So you may be sitting there and you're saying, well, I make $1 to $3 million in my business and I'm very successful, so I don't need a coach. But what if you could be making 3 to 5 million and you're only making 1 to 2 million? Then you're not as successful as you can be. And you definitely need a coach in order to move forward, make progress, and get unstuck. So even though you may realize, well, you're a successful person, I know you're successful, because if you weren't successful, you wouldn't be listening to this program, because you wouldn't be interested in how to move forward, how to do even better. So let's see who the next person is. But before we go on, I want to talk to you about a young lady who was one of my coaching clients who was very successful. She was academically successful. She's been successful all her life, but now she wanted to move into an independent career. And she felt like she had to make a decision between branching out and opening her own salon, or two, buying that new Tesla or that new Porsche or that new vehicle that was going to make her shine and feel great. And so the coaching was around, well, which one did she need to do right now and how to help her make that decision? So does the coach make the decision for you? No. But the coach helps you to arrive at the best decision that's going to enable you to move forward. And at the end, I'll tell you what she did. Okay, next person. The next person that we're talking about is Serena Williams, tennis champion. Woohoo! Everybody knows Serena Williams. I don't even need a description for Serena. She has just knocked it out the park. And one of the reasons why she will go down in history as one of the greatest tennis players ever is because she won the Grand Slam, which means that she won several tennis matches throughout the world. So she won it all. It's the Grand Slam. Now, what does she say about coaching? Well, Serena says life coaching helped her to win that Grand Slam. So without the life coaching, setting her mind in the right space and working with her to have the appropriate thoughts that she needed to have in order to move into that space of winning, she feels like she wouldn't have won the Grand Slam, or maybe she wouldn't have won it when she did. But she felt that the coaching that she received, and I know who her coach is as well, was able to push her into that next level. So are you listening to me, guys? Are you listening to me?
Yeah.
Coaching is an essential part of moving forward, getting unstuck, and becoming the best version of ourselves. Why do we need to be the best version of ourselves? Because, guys, there's someone waiting for you on the other end of your journey. There's someone looking at you, watching you, and learning and gleaning from your wisdom. And if they don't see you move forward and do the extra, guess what? They may not move forward and do the extra either. The extraordinary. And that's where we want everyone to be, because that's why we're here on this earth. We're here on this earth to do extraordinary things. Otherwise, why did we come here? We came here to do something great. Okay, let's see who's next. Elon Musk. Now, this is a great one. How many of you right now who are listening to me would turn off this program if I said to you 10 years ago, I am going to ask you for your money, not to do coaching, but I'm going to ask you for your money so that I can do a bus to the moon? Crickets. How many of you would have given me money for that? Most of you wouldn't. Or better yet, I want you to give me money so that I can drive a car, create a car that drives on its own, just like in Star Trek. How many of you would have been willing to give me funds? Very few of you. But Elon Musk says that he hires a coach, and he hires a brain coach to help him have his thought processes in order so that he can think big things, so that he can think great thoughts, which is exactly what he did in order to create Tesla, and also to be able to be the person who has founded this whole project that is sending regular citizens to the moon via a space bus. This is really exciting stuff. So if he needs a coach in order to think big thoughts, it's a brain coach. Do we need a coach? Absolutely. Who's next on the journey? And I want to point out, even coaches need coaches. So I'm not just talking to you guys, I'm talking to me. And many of you follow Lisa Nichols. She's somebody who's an excellent coach, top of the line. And she talks about how she has several coaches in her plethora to help her with different things. So I put deliberately brain coach because brain coach is a specificity. It's an area of specificity. So I am a coach that specializes in momentum. I'm going to help you to move forward and also peak performance. So if you're not doing what you need to do, it's peak performance because you need to begin to get up and move forward and formulate the ideas to begin to move forward. But let's say you're already moving forward. Like I said, you're that CEO, you're moving forward, you're doing things. You're not the person who's distressed and crying because you've lost a loved one like I was several years ago. I really wasn't moving and I needed a coach and I hired a coach in order to move forward, which is how I got into this industry. But let's say you're somebody who already is doing well. Then it's not so much momentum that you need. What you need is peak performance coaching. Okay, so let's see. Who do we have next on the list that's talked exclusively and wonderfully about the benefits of coaching? Former President Barack Obama. So former President Barack Obama, by all estimations, he has been a successful person. He's been successful. There are very few people who've achieved the level of success that he has. And yet he attributes his success to having a coach. He says, I have a coach. Now the question is, and I haven't had an opportunity to ask him this, how many coaches does he have? And how specifically has the coach helped you? But in terms of the concept, if you don't have a coach and President Barack Obama is endorsing the concept, then you need to get a coach. Whether you're already successful and you want to be pushed further, or you're not as successful yet as you'd like to be, but you know that you have a concept in your heart that you want to accomplish, or a concept in your mind that you want to accomplish, but you just haven't had an opportunity to do it, or sometimes we don't know the way. So back to the young lady that I was telling you about who had a business, and she wanted to write music and produce songs and get out into the world and have people love her songs and buy her music, but she didn't know how. And so she kept trying to contact one particular person who she thought was the rainmaker for the area in which she wanted to get into. And she waited and she waited, endeavoring to contact this person, but the person wouldn't respond. So I'm saying waited in the sense that she kept trying to contact her, but she wouldn't respond to her. And so she didn't know what to do because she felt this person was her open door to getting into the area that she wanted to be in. So in many of my programs, I talk about how there is one person who usually opens the door for you to get into that area that you'd like to be. So for Tony Robbins, the person that turned on the floodlights for him was Jim Rohn, who's an older gentleman who I followed as well, followed his materials in order to learn about how to get unstuck and move forward. So once he worked for Jim Rohn and learned from Jim Rohn's coaching, he was able to move on and become a great champion coach for many others. When it comes to, was it Elon Musk? Yasenath. Anyway, read my book. There are several people that I outlined in the book who had that one person that was the game changer for them. But if that person that you think is the game changer is not responding to you, then just like I shared with this client, look for somebody else. Okay? There are billions of people in the world. So if one person is not that door opener for you, then you seek another. And if that person isn't, then you find another. And if that person isn't, then you find another and another and another. But I promise you, there's a proverb that says, seek and ye shall find, knock and the door shall be opened unto you. If you seek sufficiently, you will find. So just like my situation when I was having a challenge with my the death of my mom, and I had to find somebody. I was out seeking, guys. I was out seeking. I went clear across the country and paid thousands of dollars to a coach in order to help me get the insight that I needed. Okay, who's next on the list? Who do we have next? Who do we have next? The CEO of Google. What company is more successful than Google? Can you think of a more successful company than Google? We actually say, when we want to research things these days, we say, I'm going to Google it. I'm going to Google it. We don't say I'm going to research it, because even though there are several other search engines, there's Yahoo, there's Bing, there's all sorts, we often say I'm going to Google it because they're at the top. Okay? And this is really the secret, guys, to find the one area, at least one area. It can be a multiplicity of areas, like Judith Jameson, who had, she was an astronaut and she was a top dancer, and it can be a multiplicity of areas, but I'm encouraging you to find one area in which you feel that you can be the greatest of anybody else on this earth. This one area, and you're going to endeavor to be the best in that particular area. So this guy, Eric Schmidt, he is the CEO of Google. So that's the height of success in his particular area. And he says, his quote is, every successful person should have a coach. And his name is Eric Schmidt. He's the CEO of Google. He's already very wealthy and very successful. So the message here is, if you don't have one, now would be the time to go out and seek one. Okay, so that you can find, if you don't already know what that one area is in which you are going to be the greatest in the world, then you want to find out what that area is. And if you already know, then you want to work with a coach to help fine tune it and see where the gaps are in your current understanding that are preventing you from moving to that next level. Okay, if it's media, if it's studio, if it's television, then yes, there's space for you at the top. You are great. And it's fine time for you to investigate and work with somebody, a coach, to help you get there. And that's why you're watching this today. Okay, next person. Is there anybody else on the list? We got 21 minutes after. Okay, so he's very, very, very successful, as we said. His quote is that every person should have a coach, which means Oprah Winfrey says it. President Barack Obama has one. Bill Clinton has one. We said Nia Long has one. I have coaches. We know several people every day that we see that are doing great things, but we don't realize how exactly they're arriving at that. And so let's go on to the next point. The next point is that there's a young lady by the name of Camille Preston. Many of you may not know her, but you know that there's a magazine called Fortune magazine. So it has all of the top Fortune people financially in that magazine, talking about, how they acquired their wealth and their fame and their celebrity status. Well, her quote is that successful people ask for help. So if you're sitting there and you're saying, well, that's lovely, Arlene, beautiful, but all of those people needed coaches, but I don't need a coach. She says, successful people ask for help. That's how they're able to move up the food chain and get higher and higher and further. So right now, if you're doing something, you're in a business, you're endeavoring to accomplish something, even in your job, chances are that there's someone else who has accomplished more in that position than you have. And so there is a route to go higher, either in that area that you're in now that you want to be in, or in the area that you're not in now, but you want to get into. So it's COVID-19. Many people are losing positions. Many people are being asked to reduce their wages in the capacity that they're in. But this is also a great time, guys. This is a great time to pursue your goals and your dreams. So use your job, your day job, to fund the dream, to fund the purpose. Hire the coach to help you to move forward in the dream or in that vision or in that true calling. So the last person we said is, drum roll. Okay, so we said Camille Preston. Yeah, we know about Camille Preston. I mentioned her. I told you that she's the president and CEO of Fortune magazine, and that she is somebody who says successful people ask for help. So if you're not asking for help in your chosen profession, let's say you're a great politician, and I'm sure if you're a politician, you're asking for help, but I've met lower level politicians and I've met high level politicians. And I will tell you, there is a big difference when you meet a Bill Clinton, who was president of the United States, in his personality, in his charisma, in his ability to draw people in and make you feel, I heard it said, he makes you feel like you're the only person in the room with him. And guys, I can say there were hundreds of people in the room sometimes fewer people because it's a small venue. But every time I've had an interaction with this man, he always made me feel like I was the only person in the room, like time just stopped. It was just me and the president of the United States. So that's a gift. He has cultivated that gift. What's your gift? What's your gift? What's your vision? What's your goal? What is it that you do that you can do better than anybody else? It might be baking cookies. Famous Amos. Many of you have heard of Famous Amos. That gentleman made millions of dollars, and all he did was bake cookies. KFC, the owner, Mr. Kentucky Fried Chicken himself, he was over the age of 65 when he started KFC, and all he could do was fried chicken. Prior to that, he was not a wealthy man. And so regardless of your age, whether you're man, boy, girl, child, elderly person, wealthy, poor, now is the time to get up, overcome your fears, get unstuck, and hire a coach to help you. Now, it's 25 minutes after. We only have a couple of minutes left, and I don't want to miss out anything. But I want to share with you that if you want to hire a coach, what is it that the coach is going to help you to do? Well, the coach is going to help you to, number one, get rid of the roadblocks. Get rid of those hindering things, thoughts that are in your mind that are telling you you can't do this, or you can't do it now, or you're too young, or you don't know enough, or many of the things that are being whispered into our minds that hinder us from moving forward. So one of the things is removing those roadblocks. Okay, so let's keep going. Removing the roadblocks. What's another thing that we can do? A coach helps you with accountability. So many of you may not realize it, but most of the heart attacks, a large percentage of those heart attacks happen on a Monday morning by 9 o'clock. You know why? Because people are going to jobs that they don't really want to go to, doing things that they don't really want to do, and their hearts literally stop from dis-ease. Guys, so what does the coach help you to do? Maintain that level of accountability so that you can get to where you want to go. So many of us know that you need to eat more healthfully, and we need to drink lots of water, and we need to get up and overcome that Monday morning blues. But without a coach, sometimes we're not doing it, and we're not in the right frame of mind and in the right thought process to make progress and to move forward. So some people are sitting here and they're saying, well, I don't need a coach. I have a therapist, or I do therapy. Well, what's the difference between a coach and a therapist? In the last minute or so, I just want to make sure that you understand I'm not a therapist. I'm not doing therapy. I'm not going into your childhood and talking about, what happened way back when. No, you're going to help yourself by telling me what it is that you want to accomplish. And then we're going to work together creatively to determine exactly how you can accomplish that particular item. So it's task-oriented, goal-oriented, as opposed to merely about emotions. And I'm not being disrespectful, because some people need that level of contemplation about emotions. But I'm saying in order to have a successful coaching experience, yes, it needs to be goal-oriented. So I'm going to help you to move forward in that project, goal, or endeavor. And also, you need to be with somebody that you feel comfortable with, that you can share your goals with, and that you can share your vision with. So in the last few minutes, I invite you to contact us so that we can help you. My team and I would love to work with you and help you to accomplish that goal or vision. Once again, my name is Arlene McLaren. I'm a life coach. I'm a business consultant. And my website is www.askarleneshow.com. You can also find us on YouTube at Ask Arlene Show. So go to YouTube and subscribe, or go on the website and subscribe and join one of our programs, join one of our groups, or just get some coaching, guys, so that you can be the best version of yourself and live the life that you were called to live from the foundations of the earth. Okay, so I just want to thank you for spending time with me today, and I want you to think about what it is that you want to accomplish. So while you're getting ready to contact me, I want you to say, this is one thing that I've had in the back of my mind for years that I've always wanted to accomplish, that I've always wanted to do, that I just haven't gotten around to doing it yet. And I want to tell you about the lady who was a mother of several children. She worked all day and she wanted to get a college degree. She had a successful job, but she just wanted that college degree in order to feel like she was self-actualizing. And we were able to work together and help her to find a program that she could get into that worked around her schedule, that was financially commensurate with what she was able to do. And today she has gotten promotion after promotion on her job because now she has the degree and she's removed that concept that she had in her mind that she can't move forward until she had that degree. So thank you for listening today. Think about what you want to accomplish. Thank you, William. Thank you, Justin. Thank you, the Empress, and all of those who helped to make the show go well. And thank you to you. Thanks to you, the listener. See you again next week at 6:30. Bye-bye. Hopefully I wasn't talking too fast.
Name some things I'll be without you, good. Stop the growth, I bet you think you could. Said you gon' leave me, man, I wish you would. Yeah, I'm different, so I'm misunderstood. So I'ma always be good. Said I'ma always be good. What would you say if I told you the people you missing won't call you again? What would you say if I told you the people around you don't stick to the end? Newer vibes and different faces. Life is all in different phases. How can you fly away if the people around you still got you in cages? You need empire, get the Empress, yeah, yeah. Cop your kingdom, lead the fences, yeah, yeah. Keep the facts, I hate pretenders, yeah. No days off, I got perfect attendance. No vacation trips, I don't pray for this. So it's only right I stay with this. Man, y'all can hate on this. Past 180, that's my kin. Sticking with them to the end. And I love them like my bands. Keep them detailed, take a spin, yeah. Name some things I'll be without you, good. Stop the growth, I bet you think you could. Said you gon' leave me, man, I wish you would. Yeah, I'm different, so I'm misunderstood. So I'ma always be good. Said I'ma always be good.
I'm gonna always be good.
Always, we'll always be good. No matter what, we'll always
I
be
love
good.
that song. I'ma always be good. Oh.